My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. And my co-creator, Lynch, is here. And we are exploring the 58th gene key today. And so welcome, Molly.
Thanks, Anna. It's always fun to talk about the gene keys with you. Explore them.
So this morning I chose, Molly and I spoke a lot yesterday about the election and our feelings and what was going on. And this morning I could feel people's dissatisfaction.
Mm.
And so in the 58th gene key, they have the 58th gene key is about dissatisfaction. It goes, dissatisfaction is the shadow, vitality is the gift, and bliss is the city. What I saw about it is that dissatisfaction is the genetics that has us, our mind go out into the world and try and solve our dissatisfaction. But it's responsible for like healthcare systems, drinking water, like making the world a better place. But in the I Ching, it's about a still lake. And at some point, it's also the 58 gene keys in the codon ring of seeking. And we realize that we keep on trying to get satisfied in the outside world. And at some point, our mind realizes that our dissatisfaction can't be solved in the outside world. We have to go inside. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is when we realize that, like, there's different intelligences. And what I saw is that I go outside, once my intellect understands that, it goes into my intuitive knowing, kind of like my feeling body or my astral body, but then it goes into the physical body, into the DNA. And so what I saw, it was like my intellect was putting a fishing line and all my energy was going out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening is it's coming inside.
Mm.
And you talked about the still point.
Yeah. Well, it's awareness as well of where that attention or the consciousness is moving. There's a subtlety to that, but what you're sharing is that as we look externally in what we're looking toward or at or responding or reacting to, it's coming back through into our, like you're sharing, like it's coming back through, although it's not ever went anywhere. It's just a point of awareness.
Oh, wow.
So that we were talking about the curve and the arc and sort of the way that energy perhaps is moving, which is cyclical. And also we can tell when we're dissatisfied with an external, but what you're saying is the dissatisfaction, the energetic frequency of that is really happening, quote unquote, within. And then there is really no separation between within and without. So where do we get right? Within. Where do we balance? Within. Where do we plug in? Within. And then you're speaking of the shift of DNA energetics, the genetic.
Yeah, what I'm seeing and what we were sharing is that this is all happening with us. Mm-hmm. It's not wrong, it's with us. Mm-hmm. Like life is doing this with us. We're its vehicle. It's having me be a fishing line and put my awareness out and do something about it. But it's also bringing me back in.
Yeah.
To feel the beauty and the majesty inside of me.
Yeah, and the gift being vitality, it's so from dissatisfaction, vitality lives in that. The energy is, like you said, the atomic energy is within that dissatisfaction. And
Mhm.
let's say the release through what I, as far as how the quantum field works, like as we put the attention, that's where the energy actually moves. That's our power and releases vitality. That's how I kind of
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, I can feel it. I
Hmm.
mean, since I read this morning, um, the acidic state is bliss, and I'm not, but the feeling is so different.
Mm.
It's like it feels ephemeral, like shining lights, or like inside my body, it feels like lights are shimmering inside of me. And there's all this free energy inside.
Mm. That's it, the free energy. And through knowing, it's almost like you're sharing too, where you've known through that study, through that focus, where dissatisfaction can lead, the potential of dissatisfaction, let's say.
Well, it's happening all around us. Like yesterday, because the election, it's like I was in a pinball machine bumping into everybody's dissatisfaction and
Mm.
fear.
Mm. Mm. Mhm.
And and to understand this, why I'm wanting to share it, why we're wanting to share it, is because when I read this and contemplate these gene keys, it gives me peace inside me. It has me trust life.
Mm. Mhm.
It has me trust what's going on.
Mhm.
I can slow down and relax and focus on what's mine to do.
Mm. Mhm. Like you spoke earlier, it's like the intellect to the intuition, like
Mhm.
moving it into the awareness of your intuition, that when you say what I to do, moved by the vitality of the knowing.
Yes. Rather than the fear based, separate from life.
Mm.
We're part of this life. I'm part of it. You are. And it's moving me. It had me move outside into the outside world. And now
Mm.
it's having me come back inside and look inside. But what's interesting is that, well, I also read a little tidbit. It has a programming partner, the 58th gene key with the 50 seconds, which goes from straight to restraint and stillness.
Mm.
And every time we go out looking for satisfaction in the outside world, we actually cause ourselves more stress.
Mm. Mm. Mhm.
But we can look for the stillness of this lake inside of us. We can contemplate it.
Yeah. I mean, if all things are possible, if all of the holographic universe is available to experience, then we also have the ability to find and be present with stillness.
Mhm. And we can use our minds to wonder about it, to imagine it,
Mhm.
to look for it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of contemplation.
Yeah, it's a way. But I see too, the that the less that the stillness also creates or is in tune with the bliss state.
Yes.
When we can just, stillness can be bliss and often is, like,
Yeah.
oh, I can just remember to stop and quiet and become still,
Mhm.
not only in body but like within the energy. It's when things just settle.
Mm.
And I, in that practice, it takes, it takes a few rounds to really get what stillness feels like, let's say, the
Mm.
experience of that for me. But there is tremendous vitality in that energy as well. and it being peace. Like peace is vital energy. Love
Mm.
is vital energy.
What's so interesting is that I just felt for the first time, and I don't know that this is true, is the stillness is before the energy.
Oh. Mm.
Like energy is always moving
Mm.
and shifting. But I just felt like the mystery of life, if we call it pure consciousness, the divine mother, I felt, oh, that's the thing before heaven.
Mm. It's preceded.
The void. Anyway, we anything else you want to add here?
Well, just it's really in slowing it down enough, like we're doing right here, like as I even speak more slowly,
Mm.
there's something about even taking the time to stop and see and slow the mind down enough to see where the dissatisfaction is. Because I think soon thereafter is where it's like, oh, it's in me. It's what I'm there's a creative aspect to that. And
Mm.
therefore the victimization part begins to dissolve.
Mm.
So what am I choosing to respond to? And that's blissful too, because it's like, I'm responsible for my own freedom.
Mm. It's funny, I could hear you slow down
Hmm.
and I felt space open up.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Spaciousness. It's
Mm.
letting go of the fist clenching.
Mhm. And I feel when I'm here and I'm sitting here, I just feel so much peace and love.
Hmm. Me too.
So, with that, we wanted to share this with you. And we invite you to reflect on the gene keys, pick up the book, listen to a podcast,
Hmm.
because there's great secrets in them.
Hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Molly.
Thanks, Anna.